We are following up on the massive data breach of the Colorado Department of Higher Education, potentially impacting former students in our state spanning 2 decades. Our Patrick Nelson shows us why some people say they can't simply move on from the impact of the situation.
Data breaches impact millions of us every year and expose billions of records. They happen so often that it's easy to just move on after news of the latest breach. But a former student and cybersecurity expert in our area agree this data breach at the state level should lead to some tough conversations and possibly law or policy changes when it comes to our data stored in the education system.
You're playing with thousands and thousands of people's lives, and that is just unacceptable.
Kobe Bailey is a local 2020 high school graduate concerned about his information that was potentially stolen in the recent Colorado Department of Higher Education data breach.
Honestly, I'm worried about my social security, all my personal information. Like, I have a family to raise and I'm the man of the household. I feel like the state should be well protected about things like this.
With his sensitive information possibly circulating in places like the dark web now, he's frustrated to know someone may open up accounts in his name or could launch a fraud or scam attack on any day for the rest of his life.
I don't get affected this year, but when I'm 50, 60 years old, I'm affected. And that's very, very unacceptable.
Kobe says he wants someone to answer for this situation.
The only way to fix it is they should have stopped it in the first place, but they didn't. And for where we go from now is basically who knows, you know, because this can affect many people for many, many years to come.
Dr. Eric Huffman is a cybersecurity researcher in the Pikes Peak region.
That initial gut feeling is just like, oh my gosh, like this is terrible and we need to do something about this.
He agrees the data breach deserves more scrutiny.
To be able to attack a government entity or a state entity to the size of this, it should be eye-opening because this is definitely a massive data breach. But it's not so massive where it's just all doom and gloom. We can learn from this.
He's urging Colorado's lawmakers to collaborate with cybersecurity and education professionals to answer some key questions.
Do consumers need more power to delete their data? How can they delete their data from an educational institution? Should they be able to delete their data from an educational institution? Because you can do it in most other cases.
Kobe knows it might be too late for protecting his information, but he hopes state leaders can get this right to protect future students like his daughter.
I feel like the lawmakers, I feel like everybody should get their hands on this and they should try their best to protect, not just for us, but for the kids that's coming behind us.
If this is the first you're learning of this data breach and you want to check to see if it possibly impacts you or someone you know, you can head to our website, KOAA.com, for all the details we know right now. The state is offering 2 years of credit monitoring and identity theft protection for those impacted. I've also posted information about a hotline that has been established to contact the state with all your questions and concerns. I'm Patrick Nelson for News 5.